Alright, welcome back. The last time that we played, we acquired a third party member, and you can see Medi standing at the far right of our party now. So she is a great asset, and last time we played, we equipped her with some stuff, including some basic armor, weaponry, and shield. So over the next little while, what we're going to have to do is try to track down her upgrades, as well as some upgrades for poor Guy as well, and for HG. You can see that HG still doesn't have a proper shield. So from what I've gathered, you can find these items in caves and other areas around the world, so that's kind of where we're off to next for the time being. But in the last fight that we had, we haven't re-established our, I guess, inventory of nuts, which we will be needing for more senpai fights, and also for future fights that we're going to have with Hanges and all of those good things as well. So in the meantime, what we should do is fight the good fight against enemies along the way here, and try to acquire some money, because eventually we're going to need to level up Medi's weapon whenever we get that as well. So yeah, we should just fight things along the way, go and get some sacred nuts in the nice Lyphant forest up in the northern area, and see where it takes us after that. Another thing that we'll have to be careful of is making sure that we don't get too low on health along the way. But leveling everybody up is going to be really important, so we'll fight anything that comes our way along the way here. Except these guys. I hate them. They're more trouble than they're worth. Alright, what does this guy have to say? Thy final companion is trapped in a shrine in the lake. Okay. Well, this is a cave that we can go into eventually, but for the time being, I think there's a senpai in there, and we don't have anything good to fight him with. So we should come back to that after we've gotten some sacred nuts. So we're heading back up north to the forest by the little obelisk, which is the Lyphant forest. They spawn particularly well there compared to other areas. Much more frequently. And that's an important thing for us, because we definitely need to find lots of those sacred nuts. We need to fight 4 Lyphants and get 4 sets so that we can get a total of 11 nuts. There's her crushing attack. You couldn't really see, but Medi's crushing attack will often do more damage than her regular attack, as the name might imply, of course. And it's good that we're running into some of these money-making enemies as well. This is wonderful. Okay, so before we get going in the Lyphant forest, I think it's important to go and heal up. There's that town nearby that we frequent whenever we do fight the Lyphants. So we'll head on over there first, and then we'll come back over here and do some fighting. And I'll always let Medi have the attack on these smaller enemies so that we can try to catch her up a little bit to the other people in our party who are probably only 1 level ahead, really, but she's still behind, nonetheless. Okay, I think this town is north and to the left. If the encounter rate would give me a break for a moment, that would be great. Yeah, the encounter rate in this game is pretty intense. Holy jeez. At least we're making some money. Yeah, these 3-eyed lions are pretty good for finding cash. And they're not too hard to fight either. There's that town that I want. Alright, so we'll heal everybody up. And then we're gonna go fight some Lyphants. And hopefully we find some pretty quickly. Sometimes it's almost like the game trolls you a little bit, eh? So you don't get a chance to fight them as often as you might like. And we'll just save our game here. And then we'll head back over to the Life Ant Forest and see how far we get. Alright, this might be our last Life Ant that we need to kill in order to get our last set of sacred nuts in order to be able to go and fight that senpai. So cross your fingers that this is the case. This is something that can add quite a significant amount of time to a particular session. Just looking for random enemies to spawn so that you can get what you need, right? But in this case, it's almost like the game is kind of trolling us a little bit. Because I've been grinding for, I'd say, 15 minutes or so. Awesome. Okay, so we've got what we need now. So if we go into our menu here, you'll see we've got 11 sacred nuts. So that's wonderful news. So, I highly recommend that we go back to town and heal before we try to go back down to the southern continent of Eratos to go and try to find some of Medi's armor and weaponry. So we'll do that quickly, and then we'll venture back across the sea in order to go and find that stuff. There we go. And we'll save our game in good measure. There we go. Okay, so where are we right now? I'm just consulting my map. So I think if we head straight south from here, we'll be kind of close to where we want to be. So we'll do that. We'll just jump through the forest here. We're not afraid of forests anymore. Nor are we afraid of some of these really terrible sea monsters. I think most of them we can handle right now. I'd love to fight Gary the snail again though. He's pretty easy. Them and the Heeshes, those two enemies I look forward to. These ones aren't bad. It's those mesmers that really scare me. They're like this horrible siren in the sea who lures you in and kills you. She essentially puts you to sleep and then slaughters you. These guys are just really overpowered, so I hate fighting them and I try to run away. Should almost be to land. We've been traveling south a long while. These guys are even worse. Yep, much worse. Okay, I'm gonna heal, just in case something goes horribly wrong. You never know. We are on a sea voyage after all. Okay, everybody's healed up. Awesome. Back on land, we can handle this. That's for sure. Now, I think we're right in the middle of the continent, so we can either go east for some armor, or we could go west for a weapon. And I think we're closer to the armor, so we might as well do that first. Oh, these black monks, I'm gonna just run away, because I don't want to deal with that. Okay, so we're here. Let's save our game. Actually, first, we should heal up again, and then we'll save, and then we're gonna go fight this senpai. And with 3 characters, hopefully it'll be a little bit easier. And we'll save here. Okay, let's go. Alright. So, ooh, we're not going to attack first. We're going to throw all of these nuts at the senpai. First, our usual strategy. And then we're going to try the sacred stone, or the magical stone, or whatever kind of stone it is, to block that flame spell. And this will be a really great way to level up our party. Maybe we'll level up during the battle. Who knows? But throwing these nuts levels up everybody, so that's kind of nice. I've become less and less afraid of these senpais. Probably because I know what the worst alternative is to these guys, which is the Hange, which we'll see soon enough. They're like a terrible snake bat that is way more intense than these guys. So I no longer really fear the senpais as much as I fear the hanges, that's for sure. Alright, let's see if we can get away with the Stone of Protection here. So we've stopped the enemy's spell. I realized too in my last video that the Stone of Protection didn't work. So that sucked. That was why the flame spell was still working. But thankfully now, that shouldn't be an issue anymore. Because we've stopped the flame spell, so we should be all set to go. This should be a pretty easy fight. Hopefully I haven't jinxed myself, but it looks like we're doing alright. Gosh, I could listen to this music all night. It's so catchy. There's always something to be said for RPG music, and this game is certainly no exception. I know some people don't like the high-pitched bleeps and bloops of the Master System, but I find it kind of endearing. Alright, we're almost there. The senpai doesn't have a chance. Crushing attack! Oh, I thought I might have done a little bit more damage than that, but Medi will be powered up soon enough. Awesome! That was much better than last time. We won! The Armor of Athena. Medi has to put on the Armor of Athena. It's good news. So before we move off the damn square... I learned lessons, I promise. We're gonna save our game. There we go. Perfect. So what we should do is wander south. Ooh, not in the desert squares. Good lord, we don't want to go in the desert right now. And we should probably go and try to heal up at the city down here. Now, the next thing that we can do is go and try out a cave that's nearby. And I can't remember if the cave is just a cave that you can explore, or if there's another senpai inside, because if there's a senpai, then we should probably go and get more sacred nuts. But we'll see what happens when we get over there. But for the time being, we'll heal up, because why not? We deserve it. We just had a wonderful victory over a terrible beast. And I'm making it a point to save after I heal up all the time. Alright, so essentially we're going to cross the continent and come out on the other side, where this cave is. And these Agama enemies are pretty tough. I feel like they're pretty tough. They have the potential to cast the fire spell, which can be a little bit daunting. And I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the fire spell or the flame spell is always more often cast after Medi attacks. Maybe that's just a weird fake observation I've made? I have no idea, but that's just how I feel about it. Well, we're getting our asses handed to us by this Agama enemy. 5,000 guilders though, nothing to shake a stick at. But we should also go back here. I forgot to buy herbs as well for the trip. Especially if we're going into a cave, potentially. Definitely want to have those on hand. And we might as well heal again, because why not? We got those 5,000 guilders and might as well spend them. It would be pretty terrible if all the money that you made had to be spent, so like you were always in the hole after kind of healing up and stuff. That would be pretty brutal. Alright, let's try going north this time. We're gonna go around the north part of the desert. Oh, a Koken. I love these guys. They give us so much money. They don't hit too hard either. Yeah, the encounter rate in this game is very, very high. Like, shockingly so sometimes. And I'm always gonna run from snatchers, because they just suck. I like to fight enemies that either give you lots of fangs or give you lots of money, and that don't put you to sleep. Those guys are just asking for trouble. So we'll avoid them more often than not. I don't even find that snatchers give you very much experience either. Like, it's not like they're an experienced powerhouse so that they'd be worth fighting. They're just more of an annoyance. They take huge hits out of you, and for not a lot of reward. These Igaras are easier and easier every fight. We have 30,000 guilders, so that's good news. So we're just heading west, towards this cave on the other side of the island here. Girls are also very, very good for money and experience. Fantastic. Yeah, everything in this game looks pretty jacked. Like, if I ran into an enemy that looked like this in real life, I'd be like, see you later. So, this little cave here is where we got the mantle and the crystal, by the way, if you're wondering what that is. Odysseus' shield is kept in the far south. Okay, so that must be the shield that we need, eventually. I think I know where that might be. But yeah, we'll go around the desert here. We'll continue our quest to get to the cave where I think Medi's weapon might be. Pirate blood runs in the veins of thy final companion. Yes, this is very true. What? There's a town over here? An Ogek. Alright, let's fight this guy. We're very close to leveling up all of our characters here. This will be nice. It's definitely an essential thing for the coming areas that we're going to get into soon. And maybe by the time that we get out of this next area, we'll have enough guilders to get Medi a permanent weapon upgrade. That'd be great. Okay, I don't know where the healing house is in this town. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Hello. Fancy meeting you here. Alright, so we'll just heal everybody up here. Poor guy was taking a huge beating. Yeah, so for a very short time, Guy and HG are going to be the same level. Okay, so we're going to go around these mountains here and head into this castle. How fare thee on thy quest? Medi, let the sword serve thee in battle. Master it, and the earth will aid thee. Eros' sword. It holds great power. Awesome. So if we go to our menu here, we'll see that Medi now has a much better weapon. She went from an attack power of about 50 up to 90, so she should be hitting quite a bit better. So it wasn't a cave at all. Rather, it was just like a nice little niche area that we could just walk into and get a thing and leave. So that's good news. Okay, awesome. So maybe what we could do, I think there's another cave with another senpai that we can go try to fight and get Guy some armor now. So maybe what we'll do is we'll go back to the nice forest with all the life ants in it. We'll go get ourselves some new nuts and then try that place, because that's definitely a spot where we're going to need to go next. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the hits that she makes now. Great. Okay, so let's head back up north here. I think we gotta cross... Ooh, trying to go into the dark blue water. I think I would know by now not to go into the dark blue water, but what are you gonna do? So we'll head back up to the life ant forest and see where that takes us after that. Really can't go anywhere without those sacred nuts. Those senpai fights are impossible. Thankfully, these fights are starting to feel easier and easier as we go. And we're getting awfully close to 60,000 guilders, so very soon we'll be able to get Medi her upgrade that she needs. So I think this is the cave that we actually need to fight the fight in. But we won't go in there just yet. We'll come back to it. Oh no, a crawler. I wonder if this is gonna kick our butts. Oh dear. Let's see if we can make it out of this one. It's a unique looking enemy anyways. Looks like he's got some nice pecs. Oh gosh. He takes such a hit out of us. Have I mentioned lately that I'm very, very grateful for the fact that we bought out that smithy so that he comes around with us and repairs our armor constantly? Could you imagine if we were still at a state where we had to go and repair our armor after every couple of battles? Armor and weapons combined? That would just be the very worst. Okay, so I think that's where we got our ship. So if we head up in this general direction, there should be a town nearby that we can heal up in on the way. I think it's over this way. Yes. Ooh, oops, I ran into the water by accident. Can't go in the deep water just yet. Hopefully sooner than later, though. We'll find a ship and be on our way there. So we'll heal up everybody here. And then we'll save our game. I feel like all I do in this game is save. Okay, so I'm gonna head on over to the life ant forest, and then after that, we'll figure out where to go next. Okay, this very well may be, once again, the last life ant that we need. Hopefully, that we can get those sacred nuts and then go fight the good fight down at that cave. Nope. Not today. One of these days we'll get what we need. Until then, we'll keep on fighting the good fight here. You can see that HG and Medi have both recently leveled up. So that's good news. We've been doing a lot of grinding to get these sacred nuts, and maybe that's part of the strategy of the game, to make sure that you're always leveling up along the way, rather than just trying to rush through things and not being strong enough. Maybe the game has some kind of weird algorithm where it's like, you're not ready to go get Guy's armor. You need to do a little bit more leveling. Awesome. Alright, so we've got our sacred nuts here. We have 11 of them. And now we're ready to go back to that nice cave, where I'm pretty sure there's a senpai waiting for us. So we'll head back over to the town first, and we'll heal on up, and then we'll head down to the cave and give it a good shot. I think we've got a pretty good chance. I think we're at a point now where senpais are, like, not obviously a laughing matter, but certainly more achievable than they were previously. Yeah, dying 5 times, or sorry, dying 4 times, and it taking us 5 times in total fighting the first senpai to make it. It's a little bit terrible, but better late than never, they say. So I hear. Alright, let's go down in this general direction, and we'll take our chances with the water baddies here. Some of the forest enemies aren't too terrible, but I find the water enemies might drop a little bit more cash than the ones in the forest, and we're kind of out to make some money as well, because as you can see, our funds have barely moved. This is from having to heal up everybody all the time, fighting for sacred nuts. So we'll go over here. Whereabouts are we right now? Oh, this is where the evil skeleton was. Okay, so we gotta go to the bottom of this body of land, and then we'll be right where we want to be. We can try the fight in there and see how it goes. $3,000 guilders is exactly what we need right now. Alright, let's heal first. And then we're gonna head into this cave after we save. Medi doesn't really need it. Famous last words in some cases, I'm sure. But let's see how it goes. So Medi's nimble fingers open the lock. Oh, hello, old friend. Would you like some nuts? I think you might. I hope I have enough power stones. I keep wanting to say power stones. I've been cataloging my game inventory recently, and I own Power Stone for Dreamcast, so it's just in my head. But the stones of protection is what I really meant. I think we only have one, but hopefully it works. If not, I think we'll still survive. It might just be a narrow escape. Uh-oh, I attacked. Crap, that's not what I wanted to do. I like that the senpai won't counterattack when you attack with the nuts. It's an interesting thing. Kinda like it. Pretty soon we're going to be able to afford the Staff of Earthquakes, which is a really important thing to be able to afford. They cost $10,000 a piece. Awesome, so our Stone of Protection did work. So this is good news, so now we can just hammer down on the senpai. But yeah, the Staff of Earthquakes is similar to the Sacred Nuts, in the sense that you can launch them all in sequence like that, and the enemy will not counterattack you at all in the process, but they cost 10,000 guilders each. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of grinding to make the money to buy them before we try to go and fight those hanges. The hanges are just nightmarish, it's really bad. So we're making quick work of this senpai. See, they're not even remotely scary anymore, isn't this great? Much easier with 3 characters, that's for sure. I'll let HG have the last hit. Oh, I see how it is. Well, we'll give it to Guy then. Awesome. So we've got the Armor of Titan. Guy has to put on the Armor of Titan. So that's fantastic news. Awesome. So let's save our game, and then we'll figure out where to go next.